my Dallas make it hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, welcome to the one and the only. This is, in all my exquisiteness, the Big Time Show. Yeah, I'm feeling Ric Flairish tonight. Yeah, I'm feeling a little Flairish tonight. If my smoke alarm go off, then y'all forgive me. So I had it on too long, but y'all, I gotta get used to it. So y'all cool out with me tonight. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hey, as you come in, I hope that you share. Hope that you share the content. I hope that you would go ahead and share it with Cowboy fans, Cowboy haters, Cowboy wannabes, and just regular football fans. It is what it is. What's going on tonight as we are here once again to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you tonight. Let me switch microphones here. How am I sounding tonight? Do I sound okay to you guys? Let me know. Am I sounding clear or not? If I'm not, then I will switch up. That's one thing about live broadcasting. When things are going wrong, things are going wrong. And so, just like that, here I am. It may sound a little bit better on tonight. If it is not, then we're just going to have to work with it on tonight. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Give me about 20 to start off. Go ahead and hit it for me real quick. Miss Ty, see, you say it sounds different. What am I sounding like now? I need everybody to tell me, what am I sounding like? I changed microphones just in case I was messed up. I want to be clear. I don't want to be raggedy tonight. Go ahead and let me know, how am I sounding? How am I sounding? I need your help on tonight. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. Y'all ain't talking to me. Let me know. I'm a classy type podcaster. I need my stuff to be right. Come on, talk to me so I know what I have to do. Y'all already know what I'm going to talk about tonight. It's in the comments. I'm going to talk about what everybody else is talking about on today. We already know what time it is. Let's go ahead and see. Y'all not talking to me. What am I sounding like? What am I not sounding like? Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to uh, the show that's being seen live on. Sound like I'm on going on. Sound like I'm doing okay now. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk real quick about the NGBN.TV network that is specializing, of course, in the ages of men between the ages of 40 and 60. But we're just trying to make things happen for people, trying to keep them, um, keep them encouraged, keep them happy if we can. Let's go ahead and try to help us out in the NGBN.TV effort of trying our best to help people out. Suicide rate is real. We want to make sure that we put a dent in all of that simply by adding these type of shows, every other show that was going on. What's going on, Angry Cowboy fan? I see you, brother. My brother's in the building. One of these days, I'm going to go ahead and get him on. I'm trying to make sure his schedule is clear um, and hopefully bring him on with me as we collaborate together. My guy, the one and only, the Angry Cowboy fan who has a great podcast himself. Exactly. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Rubio. This is Rubio Method. His show is on the network as well. His range, of course, is incredible when it comes to all type of topics. The Rubio Method on the NGBN.TV network. You can go ahead and follow him. His YouTube is there. All you have to do is look at one show. He will keep you incredibly interested in what he is doing and what he's saying. He's just one of the many um, show hosts that we have on the NGBN.TV network. You ought to get to know some of these other people that you see. Another guy who's putting a dent into the suicide rates, putting a dent into depression, putting a dent into unhappiness. This guy is the truth, and you ought to come hang with him as well. Listen, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I hope you guys share it real quick. I realize a lot of my brothers are on right now, so I appreciate all the family as far as Dallas Cowboy content creators who just popping in and probably doing the same thing on every other show. Thank you for popping in real quick. Let's go ahead and get to business. Um, Today, for me, now you guys will not share my opinion, and I will not share your opinion. It's just coming from my perspective. My perspective about, of course, what the hot news of today is, and we all know what it's all about, and that is one of the heroes of our franchise, one of the icons, if you want to say, of our franchise, one of the most beloved players that we've had in the last 20, 25 years, has come back home. Of course, in case you've been under a rock and ain't got if you don't have no notifications on your phone about Cowboy news, you know that Ezekiel Elliott has re-signed with the Dallas Cowboys. All right. Uh, a lot of people thought that he shouldn't have left in the first place. I'm not one of them. So I'll go ahead and say it now. Um, I saw the decline when you figure out, and I love Zeke. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I know I just rubbed some of y'all the wrong way just by saying that. But when you look at Zeke, and I love him, love what he brought to the organization at the time when he left. You just can see that, a guy that is taking major league hits because of his running style that just didn't start in Dallas. He's been taking those type of shots since he was in high school because he's a physical guy. He's very successful at running physical. I don't have to remind you um, about what he did at Ohio State. We saw it, for those of us that remember it. We saw how he, how physical he was at Ohio State that translated over to the Cowboys. But when you run the ball that way, and I'm not knocking him because that's his style, then you have to use your common sense. Sooner or later, it takes a toll on you, especially when that's really the way that you do it. I started seeing the slow, and then of course he was injured, his knees, and all that type of stuff. He started missing games, and then the Cowboys let him play when he wasn't 100%. He was, and that's them saying he put it all on the line for the organization, and I get that. But there were some games that we saw that Ezekiel obviously was not himself, but he pushed through it. He sacrificed for the team. It is what it is. His carries started declining. We were wondering, at least I was. All you got to do is go back to some of my shows. I was wondering, man, will we ever see Ezekiel Elliott get 20 carries in the game? Forget, all that. And even though he started splitting time, he still was 1,000-yard back. That's kudos to him. But the play calling that I was seeing was nothing more of a bowling ball type theory, and that is line up in shotgun, Zeke go up the middle, Dak goes on the center, a quick draw, Zeke goes up the middle. He couldn't really get to the edge later on the way he used to. Those are some of the negatives. However, I will say that Zeke still had a lot of benefits because he was excellent in the pass game. Great pass protectors, always been that. He could catch the ball out the backfield on screen plays, those type of things. Knowledge of the game was very important. And he still was 1,000-yard back. We finally figured out before he left. He left here with 12 touchdowns because they finally figured out, instead of trying to line Dak up in the shotgun from the 2-yard line, go ahead and line up, put body on body, and let Ezekiel Elliott pound his way through there. And he still was productive with 12 touchdowns. He still got over 1,000 yards when he left. So I'm not trying to knock him and saying that he was not productive at all. I'm not saying that at all. It's just that I could start seeing the decline. And there was plenty of us that were calling for, hey, the offense is not popping until Tony Pollard gets in. Tony Pollard, if you remember, became a Pro Bowl running back as a number 2 running back. It was not Ezekiel Elliott. It was Tony Pollard who became a Pro Bowl running back. The offense just seemed different when he came in the game, and common sense would say, hey, maybe it's time. There's a place for Ezekiel Elliott, but not as the number 1 running back. We were saying you can split it like he was. At least I was saying it. Just get this thing off started right. I ain't got time for Ezekiel Elliott going up the middle for 2 yards. I mean, that's what we were saying. Let Pollard get in the game, start it off, and then switch it up. In other words, just switch it up. If you're going to keep Zeke, just don't have him lead back, because I'm sick of having first down and 10, then it turns to 2nd and 8, and then they give it to him again, now it's 3rd and 7. And now Dak has to throw a long pass or whatever. And the Cowboys still, average 30 points a game. Number 1 offense in the league. And then certain many of us were saying, where's the running game? That's what we were saying. Y'all remember that. And that's what Zeke was here. And that's before 2 years in the game. A lot of that we blamed on Kellen Moore. A lot of that stuff. But the reason why, it was obvious that Zeke was going down. He still was productive, if you want to say it. But he was not the man like everybody was saying. He still was productive. No question. He was no longer a Pro Bowl running back, but he still was productive. I would give Zeke credit for that. And so I was one of the ones that said, because I'm not going to come and be a hypocrite, I was one of the ones that said, hey, we need to get younger. We need to get more athletic. We need to get a running back in. They turned it over, let Zeke go, of course. Tony Pollard took over. Instead of using Pollard the way they were supposed to, they were running Tony Pollard up the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a bowling ball, and he was not that. Tony Pollard belongs on the edge. He got Ezekiel Elliott plays, and his body just is not meant for that. Of course, he's coming off of ACL at the time, and of course, Tony Pollard still got his 1,000 yards last year, and now he's gone on to Tennessee. So we need a running back. Off season came. I hope y'all following me. I'm trying to draw a little picture here. Off season came. Jerry messed everybody up except a few of us with that all-in statement, knowing good and well he was not going to be signing any free agents. That's just not the Cowboys way. I hope everybody's convinced of that now. Everybody knows that the Cowboys are not signing any free agents. No big name free agents. They're a bargain shopping team. Stephen Jones is cheap as the flea market. It is what it is. We know that by now. All right. I'm going to get to your questions. I see the chat is going. Craig, I'll answer yours now. He said, what do you think about putting the fullback in front of Zeke? That's not Zeke's style of running. We've seen that for years when he was here. He does not like a fullback in front of him. He's a single back type of guy. So we all know that. So we ain't even going to even entertain a fullback there. That's what the fan base wants. That's not what Ezekiel Elliott wants. He likes a single back setting. That's the way that it's got to be. So I already know that for a fact, him coming in. So the only thing that I want to say, Kevin, everybody's talking about Lemke, but we know how Zeke is. Zeke is a single back running back. It won't be no fullback. Maybe at goal line, maybe just get a extra block in, but Zeke doesn't run with fullbacks. We all know this. We've seen it for years. You can count it on one hand. Exactly. Thank you, Angry Cowboy fan. It's just the truth. You can put somebody else in, single back like Angry Cowboy fan. You can do the split backfield. You can even run an I formation or in shotgun. You can put them beside each other like that on one side, the other on the other side. But Zeke, even at Ohio State, was a single back running back. So we know Ezekiel Elliott, when he was at New England, they ran single back for him. So here, let me get back to it. They didn't sign any free agents. Derrick Henry is in Dallas, has a home there. He is literally, as we found out later, he's literally just waiting on a phone call from the Cowboys. Cowboys never called him. Y'all let me put a pin in that one and keep that one in mind. Cowboys never called Derrick Henry. And we said we need a running back. Everybody knew we needed a running back without question because Tony Pollard is gone. Ezekiel Elliott is gone. Everybody is gone. Everybody's gone. We're stuck with Rico. We're stuck with Deuce Vaughn. We're stuck with Malik Davis. We're stuck with Hunter Lemke. We don't have running back. We don't you're not comfortable if you go into week one, you're ready to play, but you're not comfortable at with the running backs that we have. And so everybody is saying, networks, fan base, everybody is thinking, okay, we kind of see what the Cowboys are going to do. We are going to get a running back in the draft, a high running back in the draft, maybe not, definitely not the first round, but maybe second, third round, we're going to get a running back. All right, fast forward to the draft. We all know no running back until later, sixth round, I'm sorry, we get a running back. And it make you wonder, such a glaring need there. Why haven't we done anything? The fan base is like saying, wait a minute now. What are we doing? What are we doing? We ain't got no running back. We went and got an offensive lineman, but we ain't get no running back. Let me rewind. We go get two, what I feel would be starters this year. I feel like we did very well, as usual, in the offensive line department, because that's what we do. We draft incredibly well. Kudos to Will McClay and his staff. And, if you want to throw Steven, Jerry, whichever one you want to do, that's fine. Give kudos to them. They did an outstanding job again. I feel like that we just drafted guys that are going to be Pro Bowl players. All right? They beefed it up. Guyton should be our left tackle. And my argument is BB should be our starting center this year. I know they said Hoffman and all that. I believe that you're supposed to put the best starting five on the field. All right? So I feel like that BB, who I feel like is going to be raw. We drafted running back, as Kevin just said, watch out for Pete too. See, I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid of us drafting a guy that ran a 4.3, big guy who run the ball well and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid for that. I'm going to let y'all drink the Kool-Aid on that because, see, there's another thing that the Cowboys suffer from, and that is loyalty. They are loyal to their draft picks, and they are loyal to players that they bring back in. The reason why I'm saying that is because Zeke comes in as the best running back on this team right now, which means he's probably going to be running back number one. And at this point in his career, even though he's productive, and even though it should be a committee, which it will be, yeah, it's loyalty, angry Cowboy fan. The Cowboys don't put the best players on the field because they're loyal to their mindset or the player. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is a prime example. They're already saying Hoffman is the center. They've been saying that for a while. My question is, what if BB is better? Are they going to be loyal to the draft pick in Hoffman? Everybody in the latter part of the career was a little bit better than Jason Witten. And I understand he's a Hall of Fame tight end. I already know. Exactly. So I don't know, we lost a lot of good tight ends because of Jason Witten and their loyalty to him, to where he was going on the field whenever he wanted to. Didn't want to come off the field. I get it. Loyalty. Put the best five on the field. I believe, and of course, we got to see, but BB is special. I'm going to tell you that right now. BB got all pro written all over him. My film evaluation, me looking at him, it translates to the NFL. I can see it. But loyalty is a problem for the Cowboys. They're loyal to Tolbert. They're already saying he's stepping up. They were loyal to Gallup when Gallup wasn't right. Tolbert should have been playing before Gallup was last year. But they're loyal because we paid you the money. We got to make sure you play. See what I'm saying? Loyalty to a contract or loyalty to the player, one of the two. Or loyalty to the idea we're the smartest people in the room. So Zeke comes in as number one running back. Zeke gonna come in, at least in my view, probably to a split backfield because I don't think Zeke can do, I think he's gonna do the same thing he did when he was here before. Probably somewhere between, hopefully 15 to 20 carries a game. The rest will be split between Rico and I don't know, Royce Freeman, whoever. I mean, y'all want Pete. I mean, is Pete going to even, we'll see Pete in the preseason. But will Pete jump over Deuce Vaughn? I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, will he? That's why I'm not getting excited about it, because the Cowboys still trying to figure out how to use Kevontae Turpin. They still trying to figure out how to use Deuce Vaughn. They still wouldn't let Malik Davis play. I'm just saying. I'm not sold on it. I realize these guys. I mean, to be honest with you, will Pete even make the team? Y'all see what I'm saying? The guys that are loyal, usually those guys are special team guys or they're practice squad players. That is the Cowboy way. So I don't even get excited about it. We got about 5-6 running backs. And a guy who came in and, I ain't, exactly. Kevontae Turpin is in the kickoff, exactly, the game. But they can't put him on the field, and the man got obvious. They found a hard time putting him on the field. I'm not excited about the wide receiver we got. I mean, who he battling with? Jalen Brooks. I mean, come on now. Who is he battling with? Jalen Brooks. Because he ain't battling with CD and Cooks and look like Tolbert. And, is he battling with Martavius Bryant? I'm not excited about it. I'll see when I see it. Is he battling with Jalen Brooks for the fourth wide? I'm not excited. I mean, good players, no doubt. But the Cowboys are not loyal. The Cowboys are loyal to their people that's already been there. That's been proven. So I'm not excited. But Zeke, this is what I'm saying, y'all. The Dallas Cowboys in the offseason had this fan base in rehab. Is no question. Because a lot of people thought that the Cowboys were going to make a move in free agency and going to make some moves and try to get us, a couple players over the hump, get us over the hump. And the Cowboys were just, and each day they went by, the fan base kept going down and down and down to the point we were saying, what in the world are we doing? We ain't added nothing. Matter of fact, we lost a lot of folks. We lost depth. And we didn't replace absolutely nothing. We didn't replace nothing. Nothing. The only thing we did, we signed Eric Kendricks, great pickup, linebacker, which is what we needed. And then we signed our own guys. Jordan Lewis, guys like that. We signed them, but we didn't sign anybody to make us feel like, okay, we were 12-5 last year. This one guy here is going to help us get to at least 13 wins. We didn't sign nobody. We lost everybody. Fan base booing them. The reporters, the fan base got to the reporters. The reporters are asking the same questions as the fan base, and Jerry is giving us all the hogwash that he can do. Stephen Jones had to make up for what his daddy is saying. He has to go ahead and say stuff that contradicts him, try to tone their expectations down. And the fan base as a whole is now saying, well, we better do something in the draft, because if we don't do nothing in the draft, we just in a complete rebuild. And of course, this is what the Cowboys do best. I'm going somewhere with this in a second. Just give me a flat, just give me about three more minutes. They go ahead and draft and do what they do best. During the offseason, we just saw what Will McClay does best. They draft well. The Cowboys over the last 10, 11 years have drafted incredibly well. You can't argue with it. Pro Bowler after Pro Bowler, All Pro after All Pro. They draft well. The offensive line has always been good when it comes to drafting. They draft well. Not surprised by Guyton, not surprised by BB. That this is what we do. We expected this. The Cowboys, in my view, if you want to give a draft grade, as we said on Saturday, I'll give us maybe a B. I'll give us a B. I'll give us a B by what we did in the draft. It's definitely not no lower than that. It's maybe even be a possible B plus. All right. The draft part is not the problem. The problem with the Dallas Cowboys have been when we draft, it's in between the draft and training camp when the coaches get their hands on them. That's where the problem is. Drafting part, Will McClay does an outstanding job every year. Is when they get into the hands of the coaches and the schemes and the strategies. That's where we have the problem. We thought we got rid of it by getting rid of Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy, number one offense. It was the number one offense with Kellen Moore. It was the number one offense with Coach McCarthy. It was 30 points a game with Kellen Moore. It was 30 points a game with Mike McCarthy. So really, what's the difference? What's the difference? Kellen Moore didn't run the ball. Mike McCarthy, although he ran his mouth, we're going to be a powerful football team. He come to find out he didn't run the ball either. Not enough. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's almost the same offense. Where was it? Could it be scheme? Could it be penalties, like y'all say? Could it be injuries? Whatever the case. The drafting part is not the problem. Will McClay, that's not the problem. It's too much evidence to say they know what they're doing. All right? So the fan base is down. This is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. The fan base is down. The fan base is down. The expectations are down because we see what Philadelphia is doing. We see what other teams are doing, and we're saying, what kind of salary cap guru do they have that we don't have? The Philadelphia Eagles just signed both of their number one receivers. I count Devontae Smith as a number one receiver. They just signed both of them. Devontae and A.J. Brown. And we here battling talking about over one man. They done signed Saquon Barkley. And you can't tell me that it's because of the quarterback. Jalen Hurts get paid $51 million. AJ just signed a big contract extension, highest paid receiver in the league. Devontae just signed an extension. They just came back and did Saquon. How in the world are they doing what nobody else can't do? They doing something over there that we don't know about. Or the studying, man, I don't get it. And we're sitting here saying, okay, well, what we gonna do? We decide to go young. We decide to draft and develop. Can't argue with it. We be 12-5 every year. We find a way to get things done. We've had good years. Got it. All right. Fan base is down because at the time of the draft, we playing the what if game. We don't know who we drafted. But I want to rewind things. Derrick Henry is sitting right here in Dallas. Pretty much begging to be a Cowboy. He didn't get a phone call. We didn't go to the draft. We didn't draft a running back at all till Pete later in the draft. Knowing that, probably not going to be enough. And then it dawned on me when the news came out about Ezekiel Elliott. It's called knocking 2 or 3 birds out with one stone. Number one, the signing of Ezekiel Elliott helps out the fan base. Because just like a lot of you, you are excited because Ezekiel Elliott is coming home. Fan base on fire today. Every chat group, my phone is just going completely off because everybody is excited about Zeke coming home. Number 2, you signed Zeke and you signed him back for cheap. On what is the deal? $3 million? That's Stephen Jones' wheelhouse. Number 3, Dak Prescott is extremely happy today because they signed his best friend. It's called knocking out 3 birds with one stone. You signed Zeke. The fan base is drinking the Kool-Aid on top of the draft because most Cowboy fans think the draft was pretty good. And now it gives you the optimism that you lost before free agents started. Now everything for a lot of people is forgiven because we done forgot how horrible we felt during the offseason. That's what the signing of Ezekiel Elliott just did. It camouflages the hurt that you felt just a few weeks ago. Now we drink the Kool-Aid. Now let's get to football now. Does it make us better? All of you that are excited about Zeke coming back, does it make us better? I'll start it off. It makes the running back room better because Ezekiel Elliott, without a doubt, as of today, is the best running back on the roster. No question. They beefed up the line. I think the offensive line, if they got the right 5 in, I believe this offensive line is going to be pretty good. And it's only going to get better as time goes. Okay? I say that. But does it make us better? Here's the problem that y'all done forget while y'all celebrating Zeke coming back. We're dealing with a coach who don't run the football. He didn't run the football when he had Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott here. Well, some of you would say that's Kellen Moore. They didn't run it enough. You didn't run it enough when you had the all-pro line everywhere. Dak Prescott was throwing the ball, good God, 30 to 35 times a game. We didn't run the ball. We've been begging to run the ball. My brother West Coast, everybody know him, had got a whole campaign running the football. We ain't ran no ball. What y'all getting excited for? Zeke Elliott come here. Zeke Elliott ain't gonna run the ball that much, y'all. It's not gonna happen. The strength of this team, you remember now, you guys said we didn't have a running game last year. That's what y'all said now. Well, who in the world you think carried the team then? If we didn't really have a consistent running game, how did the offense still become the number 1 offense in the league? We didn't have no top 10 rushing offense. We didn't have a top 15 rushing offense. Who do you think carried this offense? Y'all know who it was. You don't want to give them credit. Y'all don't want to give them credit, but y'all know who carried this offense. The MVP candidate, Dak Prescott. 4,500 yards, led the league in touchdowns, MVP candidate, second team All-Pro. Dak carried this team because it wasn't Tony Pollard. You see, you ain't got to like Dak Prescott. I get it. But you got to just call and tell the truth. The offense, the MVP of this offense last year was Dak Prescott. I got you, Voodoo Dog. But who threw 88 the ball? Who threw it to him? So you can't escape that. You're right. He's there. He's there. 88 was incredible. 88 was incredible. But who threw him the ball? Y'all ain't got to like me because it's just the truth. Everybody hit that like button for me real quick. Give me about 15 to 20. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that heart button maybe about 15, 20 times. If you ain't too mad at me now. If you're not too mad at me, go ahead and hit that for me. Hit it for me real quick. Who was the MVP of this offense? CD can't throw it to himself. Kid Cowboy, you might as well just stop. You say Purdy ain't play with the Cowboys. Stop it. Dak Prescott was the MVP of this offense last year. He carried this offense. It's no question about it. So if that is the case, what in the world make y'all think we finna all of a sudden, we ain't done it in God knows how long. What makes you think we just finna line up and try to mow people over? Stop it, y'all. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Dak Prescott is a MVP runner-up. And Mike McCarthy thinks he's that guy. And Mike McCarthy is going to throw the football. Sure, we'll run it to try to keep some type of balance. But at the end of the games, I guarantee you Dak Prescott going to have 30 to 35 passes, if not more. Zeke Elliott probably going to have somewhere between 14 to 17 carries. You know what I'm saying? I hope we, and Rico or whoever the number 2 guy is will have maybe somewhere between, 6 to 7, 8 carries. Dudes may get 2 or 3, something, whatever. And before you add it all up, maybe the Cowboys have ran the ball maybe 20, 25 times maybe or so. We can live with that. But that ain't what Mike McCarthy does, y'all. We saw that. We saw it. We done seen it. Exactly. I mean, I don't know why I'm happy. It's a feel-good story. You know what I'm saying? Zeke comes home. It's a real feel-good story. That right there it'll be front page news in Dallas tomorrow. It's going to be hype. His press conference is going to be, highly emotional. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I don't want to make it seem like I don't like Zeke. I just done seen this movie before. And the movie is a little older now. That's all I'm saying. I'm still saying we need another running back. I'm still saying we need another running back. I'm still saying it. And I don't want to hear nothing about who we got on the roster. I'm still saying, because see, the other thing y'all don't want to say, and watch this, in fairness to Ezekiel Elliott was played very, very well for New England last year. He did. That's because he had another guy who was a bulldozer like he is, and they ran the ball very effectively in New England. They ain't win no games, but Zeke had a pretty good year last year as a committed type, together. That's good. But he won the number one running back in New England. That was Stevenson. He enters the room now as a number one running back, and I'm not so sure now, unless you're telling me he's getting, least amount of carries, and there really will be a committee, then it really makes no difference who the number one running back is if everybody's, getting some, close to equal. We need another running back. Why do we need another running back? Come here. Here we go. Zeke Elliott ain't the healthiest running back in the world now. Rico Dowdle is not the healthiest running back in the world either. We know that. No, that's probably your presumed number 1 and number 2. Both of them get hurt. Rico get hurt every year. Ezekiel Elliott's health has been going on the decline every year. So then if they both get hurt, what you got? Royce Freeman? Dukes? Pete? If he's on the team? I mean, what Lipke? I mean, what we got? We need another running back. Unless, y'all hear me out, unless they're just giving if somebody already beat me to the punch. I don't know who it was. It was Shane. Unless this is the last go around for Dak and Zeke. See, all this stuff starting to make sense now. To me. All of this starting to make sense now. They never wanted a running back because they already knew they were going to get Zeke. They knew that in free agency period. They knew that in the draft. They knew they were going to get Ezekiel Elliott. That's why they waited until the last part of the draft. Don't it make sense now? That's why they weren't worried about Derrick Henry. That's why they ain't pick up the phone. They didn't pick up the phone holler for nobody. Some kind of way, the agent at the end of the season, Zeke talk, Dak tell the word, hey, Zeke want to come home. He's willing to come home. Somebody talked to Zeke well before free agency began and said, hey, Zeke want to come home. And they drafted like Zeke was coming home. They looked at free agency like Zeke was coming home. And sure enough, here we are. And now it makes total sense. He was already on the way back. So here we are. I don't know if the Cowboys are going to get another running back. They got 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Exactly. Hey, Rome. Mr. Cowboy in. Mr. Cowboy Nation, another great podcaster right here in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. Rome, it's almost time for you to come on my show again. Y'all know him, Mr. Cowboy Nation. It's obvious to me. All the dots are connecting now. Zeke has been in the plan ever since offseason. Seriously. It's obvious to me. That's why all them good running backs that they saw, all of those good running backs that they passed by, even in the third round, they had 2 third-round picks, and I don't mind the picks that we had. I don't mind the picks at all. I love the kid from Notre Dame, the linebacker, attitude plus, a dog. I love it. But you knew you needed a running back. You knew you needed a running back. Okay? You knew you needed a running back. You knew it. But you don't think, as I keep trying to tell everybody, the Dallas Cowboy fan base thinks not on the lines of what the Dallas Cowboy think. They got a totally different mindset. The reason why they didn't draft until later on, and keep in mind, y'all, a lot of these guys, if y'all don't know now, listen, y'all. Listen. If the remember now what the preseason roster has to be. 90 players. 90. The cut does not happen until the last week of the preseason. So that means all of these guys will get the chance to play. Our starters ain't playing nothing in the preseason. Nothing. Dak Prescott has not played in the preseason the last 2 seasons. Not one down. Not one down. Our starting running back. You really believe they're going to let Ezekiel Elliott play in the preseason? That's why they signed a Royce Freeman. That's why they signed a Pete or drafted Pete. All these guys will be playing. They ain't playing none of these guys. You think CD Lamb is going to play in the preseason? You think Cooks is going to play in the preseason? That's why I'm not excited about the kid that we drafted. They got to get bodies in. They got to get bodies in. They got to have 90 players on this thing. And then in the last, Dak ain't playing. Cooper Rush, Trey Lance will be your quarterbacks in the preseason. Y'all gonna be drinking the Kool-Aid of Trey Lance in the preseason because he gonna be playing against second and third stringers. And y'all gonna get excited because Trey Lance gonna look decent and gonna look good. Some of y'all gonna say, hey, he look better than Dak. Oh my God. Now I see why we drafted him. He playing against guys that just changed oil at Jiffy Lube. Stop it. Y'all were going crazy over Deuce Vaughn last year in preseason, and Deuce looked well, but he was going against guys that worked at Toys R Us. Stop it. Now y'all gonna do the same thing to Trey, and y'all gonna say, oh my God, oh, he looks incredible, oh, Trey Lance and all that. Please, I'm already calling it. Gotta stop this. That's why they drafted the running back. They got to have camp bodies. They got to have camp. Half of these guys that we just saw got drafted, they're going to be playing either for special teams or practice squad. Hello. I don't care what they look like. They're going to be playing. Everybody from the 5th, maybe the 5th, especially when you already got all of these running backs. Some of them ain't going to make it, y'all. Royce Freeman, I don't know if he's going to make it. Malik Davis, if he's still here, I don't know if he's going to make it. The kid that we just drafted, I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't know. He's going to get a chance to play. But I mean, come on, y'all. Robert, I'm just telling you the truth, man. Y'all got to see this thing for what it is. Will Zeke Elliott be productive? Yes. But at the same time, if y'all don't see that this is a PR move to get some of that heat that fell on the Jones family off of them, if y'all don't see that, something wrong. Something is wrong. They did the thing that they knew that would snatch the fan base back, give them hope, give them optimism. It's going whatever number Zeke gonna be wearing, 21 or 15, whichever one that he come back to, you can rest assured that the jersey sales of that jersey will go up by tomorrow. It will go up by tomorrow. If y'all don't understand the business side of this, which is of course what the Jones love to do, you got to understand what's going on. Will he be productive? Yes. He ain't gonna be no 1,200 yard running back. Will he have 12 touchdowns like he had last year? Now you can put some little money on that because see, I believe that one of the benefits of having Zeke back, because Zeke still got some gas in the tank. He looked good last year. He did look good in New England. Y'all got to go back and look. He looked real good. He looked pretty good. You got to know what he is. He ain't an edge runner. He's an inside runner. He ain't breaking no big ones anyway, but he's still powerful. He's still dragging people. He still can have real good days. But in the red zone, Zeke can get in the end zone. So will he have maybe, 10, maybe 8 to 10 touchdowns? I would think yes. Because when the Cowboys get inside the 5-yard line, he can get in there. That line plus him, he has a nose for the end zone? Yes. And will he be productive? Yes. But to go in the mindset thinking that he's a number one type running back now is crazy. He's not. He needs compliments. And I ain't talking about no Now, if you tell me that Rico Dowdle can stay healthy, if you can tell me that and promise me that, I like it. Because Rico can run. I'm not saying Zeke can't. I'm just saying just those two will give defenses problems. Because Rico still is fast and he's powerful. Zeke is really not as fast as he used to be. Still got a little speed, but he can run you over, so can Rico. I like that combination. That's pretty good. If you can promise me that Rico Dowdle can stay healthy, track record shows that he can. But it's more than just saying, Zeke is the number one running back. He comes back. I can see this from a mile away. It's a PR move as well to shut the fan base up. I see you, T, and I understand your statement by saying that they're too rookie online until they prove it. I understand that. I'm not going to argue with you. I just believe that they can. Of course, we'll see it. But here it is, T. We won't know that really until maybe week 1 as well. They're not going to look. Ain't nobody playing their starters in this preseason. Not too many. You might get a series here and there. But the Cowboys did not play nobody. You think Zach Martin is playing in the preseason? You think Tyler Smith is playing in the preseason? No. This Guyton kid, if he's a tackle, you really think they're going to risk playing him in the preseason? Terrence Steele? No. We ain't going to see some of these guys to week 1. Now, I will say this though, T. Let me go back to the draft real quick before I keep going with Ezekiel Elliott. T. Now, here's a part, everybody, what we can bank on. It ain't no question about this. We gonna find out about Tyler Guyton immediately. Why do I say that? You know why. Because he's gonna get initiated into the NFL by Micah Parsons, by DeMarcus Lawrence, by Sam Williams, and that kid that we drafted from Central Michigan. We're going to find out real quick what he all about. We'll know if he can play or not. He going to get baptized to the league in a very cruel way, and that's what he needs. If he's going to be a rookie left tackle, he is going to pay a price in the first week of training camp. If I was the coach, I'm going to tell, he don't need preseason, T. Guy don't need to play preseason. Guy need to line up every day. I'm going to tell Michael Parsons, hey, Michael, come here. Tie that boy up right there. We got to get him right now. Line up on him. Oh, you want to take a break? Come here, D-Law. D-Law, come here. That's a rookie over there. Show him what it's like to be in the NFL. Go attack him. Come here. Oh, you ain't a, oh, you want a rookie? Come here, new guy. Come here. You both of y'all rookies, so y'all go at each other. Come on. Oh, that ain't. Oh, no. Okay. Come here, Sam Williams. Come here. You run a 4.3, 40. I'm coming around the edge. Oh, okay. Come here. Tear this little kid. Show him why this not Oklahoma no more. Show him why. Sam, come here. Show him why. Oh, you want some more? We got to get them right because you know they run stunts in the league, right? You know they run stunts. Okay. Come here, OC. I need Michael Parsons and OC side by side each other. I need y'all to do one of them little twists. Try to confuse the young guy. Come on. I need to train this young man up so that when Sunday come, shoot, he don't win against Michael Parsons. You don't win against DeMarcus Lawrence. Oh, he'll get the stamp of approval immediately. Y'all see what I'm saying? We're going to find out real quick about him. BB, I think it's a battle with him and Hoffman. I think unless BB is trash, which he's not going to be. But my problem is the loyalty. If BB is the best, sit Hoffman down. Cowboys are loyal, man. Cowboys are loyal. They loyal to what they. You see what I'm saying? I got to know that. Now, Zeke Elliott says, let's go with solutions here. Because I think it's a PR move. I think Zeke still has something in the tank. I personally didn't want him back. So I ain't going to even lie to you. But I'm not mad. You get a guy in that's excellent in pass protection. You got a guy that can still run the ball. You got a guy that already knows the offense. You got a guy that's going to bring some attitude to the team. Zeke is a dog. I'm not saying he's trash. I personally just didn't want him because Zeke being here stunts the growth of a younger running back because you're already obligated to make him the number one running back. Having Zeke here stunts the growth of guys that are maybe third, fourth string, whatever the case may be. Having Zeke back automatically puts him in the driver's seat. It stunts the growth. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not going to be productive. I'm not really mad that he's back. I personally just didn't want him, and I know that's not going to be popular. A lot of y'all probably thinking I was going to be going crazy like some of my brothers. I'm not crazy about it. Because I've seen this movie before. I know what Zeke is now. And him doing all that hollering and screaming on the Instagram, he running through trash cans and looking like he's an all-world running back. Do that on the field. I ain't seen him do that. All that running through trash cans and grunting and hollering and stuff. That don't impress me. That don't impress me. It never have. I believe if we're in the rebuild mode, so you putting 1 foot in the water and trying to keep 1 foot on the land at the same time. You can't do that. You gotta pick you gotta pick which way you want to go. See, if this is the farewell of Dak Prescott, and I'm gonna keep saying that until he signed. If he signs, then everything I say go down the drain. But until he signs, this look like the farewell song. Because you're going to lose your starting quarterback next year, if he doesn't sign, of course. You're going to lose your number one running back again in Ezekiel Elliott, because you're not going to keep him. You're going to lose your coach. You see what I'm saying? You might lose your whole coaching staff. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, if this is the farewell song, you know what I'm saying? I see what you're saying, kid. He owns $6 million. That's why he's back. He owed him, and that's not the only reason why he's back. But it makes sense to bring him. It does make a little sense to bring him back. Not total sense. There were better options out there. There were better options. Now, if you want a solution for me, and I know it's far-fetched, and I know it's probably not going to happen. And I understand that. But if I had a wish list, go give me Dalvin Cook. If you tell me I got Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott, I'm happy. I know it's not going to happen, but if I had a wish list, that's what I want. That's what I want. If I can get Dalvin Cook, then I'm happy with Ezekiel Elliott. If I could get that, then I would be happy. Cam Akers, thank you, Tyrone. Cam Akers is a good solution. That's a good one. I like Kareem Hunt. I don't think Dalvin Cook is done, Jay Recruiter. Keep in mind he got fresh legs. The Jets didn't use them. The Jets never used them. He got fresh legs. He's still in his 20s. He's young. He's still fast. He ain't forgot how to run the ball. Only problem with Dalvin Cook has ever had was fumbling the ball. When he had his last full year, he was still Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook just didn't play because they had Breece Hall. Breece Hall came back and was strong. See what I'm saying? So I don't, Dalvin Cook, that you may have a question mark there, but he never got it. He never got the chances. It wasn't because he was done. He never got the opportunities. That's all that happened with Dalvin Cook. And even now, Jay Recruiter, I'll say this: Dalvin Cook is better than Royce Freeman. Dalvin Cook is better than Rico. Dalvin Cook is better than Deuce. And whoever else you want to put out there. Dalvin Cook is better than that. And he's going to come cheap, which is Stephen Jones' warehouse. That's his wheelhouse. You can go ahead and bring him now. You might be able to sign him to a $3 million deal. $4 million maybe, somewhere in that area. I would love it. Rashad Penny is a good back. He just stay hurt too much. Huh? Yeah. I'm just saying. This is what I I would take that. No, I don't think Cook is better than Zeke. I just said as a compliment. As a compliment. The idea of Zeke and Cook, and this is just me thinking a solution. The idea of Zeke and Cook is better to me than Zeke and Rico. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, and really to be honest with you, I'm not saying it's really a knock against Rico. I just think that those two will cause defenses, coordinators to think about the running game. See, let me ask y'all this question. Since y'all are here, y'all tell me this. Are defensive coordinators scared of the Dallas Cowboys running backs this year? Everybody put it in the chat for me. I'm just saying. I mean, are they seriously? Come on now. I know y'all happy with Zeke coming back, but are you scared of Zeke right now? Like you used to be? Folks were used to be scared of him. Matter of fact, I'm going to even let's even take it a step further. Defensive game planning. Come on, defensive coordinators. Coach Bree Love, you in here. Coach, I thank you, Coach. Okay, let me ask you this question. See, y'all happy we signed Zeke, but how is this going to affect the offense? Let me ask you this. When Zeke used to be here, all right, there was automatic 8-man box. Automatic. Because everybody went in saying we got to stop Zeke. Everybody said that. They used to do the 8-man box. That's why you go to give. That's why you go get Amari Cooper at the time. Just in case you put in the box and you leave one-on-one with some receivers, you got CD there. Let me ask you this. As a defensive coordinator, are you putting the 8-man in the box now? Just because Zeke back? I mean, seriously. And if the offensive line is that good, all right, if the offensive line is that good, then I get it. But are you putting A-men in the box because of the offensive line, perhaps, not the running back? The running back is going to be the beneficiary of your offensive line being real good, and they know that you're going to run the ball. In other words, you can put folks back there and they're going to run the ball because the offensive line is so good. But are you really scared of Ezekiel Elliott now? Okay, there you go, Coach Breedlove. Well, we already know Zeke is not an every down player. He's going to be a running back by committee. But on first down, let's just break it all the way down. On first down, are you stacking the box? Are you willing, listen y'all, are you willing to go one-on-one with either Cooks or CD? You so worried about Ezekiel Elliott that you're going to stack the box and leave one of those guys open. I think it's going to be the opposite. I think that they're going to let the box stay open and just don't believe that Zeke Elliott can hurt them. That's just me. Zeke deserves respect. But how much respect are we talking? He deserves respect. Because if you got a real good line, Zeke might average 4, and that'll be great for us. If you got a pretty good line, Zeke can still get you 4.5 yards a carry, which would be great. Anything over 4 is great. If your line is real good, Zeke can still get you like that. He can. So that's what I'm saying. It's not like, see, coordinators are going to really be thinking about this. They're going to look at Ezekiel and they're going to say, well, he can't really hurt us like he used to. And there's no way in the world we're going to leave CD one-on-one or we're going to leave even Cooks one-on-one a lot. We got to keep this split safety up top here because we can't focus in on one. Cook's got enough speed that he can hurt another cornerback, and if you shade a safety over the top of CD, then of course we got Ferguson in the middle that's going to wear out. We're just going to wear out, whoever that is in the middle, which Dak would love. So you got to make some decisions here. I just don't think Zeke tilts. Compliments, yes. I don't think he just don't pose. He poses a threat, but he does not pose the threat like he used to. Exactly. Coach Breedlove says, and that's a football coach, he said having Zeke will cause a lot of cover 3, which is beautiful, which will help the passing game. True. So in other words, he's saying Zeke will make the offense better just by his presence out there, which will open up the backside. And I'm like T. Foster. I'm saying Zeke can't. He's saying Zeke can't hurt you. I'm saying he can't do it like he used to. That ain't gonna happen, Greg. See that right there? See this statement that Greg just put up? That's not gonna happen. Zeke, Rigo, and Royce between 25 and 35 carry per game. We talking about a coach who don't run the ball enough. Y'all ain't forgot that. Mike McCall don't run the ball. We've been begging for running the ball for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. We don't run the ball enough. Y'all know that. So that ain't gonna happen. We ain't dedicated to the run like that. They still got to get Dak his numbers, and they still got to get CD his numbers. So that that's not gonna happen. And they ain't finna change their philosophy. They believe that Dak is the man, They he had the best year probably last year. They know CD is the man. They got to get him the ball. See what I'm saying? The last person that ran the ball like crazy was DeMarco Murray. That was it. And we ran him in the ground. That's the last one that ran the ball like the way y'all talking about running. Was when DeMarco Murray was here. That was it. Which really was one of our better years. Because Linehan just killed his whole theory and realized we got to take the ball out of Romo's hand. We're going to go ahead and run the football like crazy with this great offensive line. And we just going to pound people. That's what they did. They should have won a whole lot more games. They catch the deads. They didn't call it. That was it. That was the last time we ran the ball like some of you thinking we gonna run the ball. That ain't gonna happen. McCarthy ain't built that way. McCarthy has never been built that way. That's not gonna happen. You'll be lucky if Zeke get the ball somewhere between 14 and 16 times a game. You'll be lucky. They're not going for a 17 game season. They're not going to punish Ezekiel Elliott like that. And they ain't going to get the ball to the backups like that either. Just not going to happen. So, am I happy about Zeke coming back? I'm not mad, but I ain't popping champagne bottles either. Because I've seen this before. And he comes back to us 2 years later, and he still got some gas left. He is the best running back on the roster as of now. I'll give you that. But what is that really saying, though? You did draft good offensive linemen, but they're rookies. We don't know what they can do yet. You presume that you think they're going to be okay, but we don't know yet. We got to see it. You think we got a good chance to be a pretty good offensive line this year. That's fine. But if you're, like I said 300 million times, if you got your offensive linemen going backwards in pass protection instead of laying on people going forward, then we'll never really know how effective they could be. You don't make guys tired by going backwards. You make guys tired by hitting them and laying on them going forward. So when they say in the fourth quarter, the line will take over. Well, we don't do none of that. We don't do enough to make sure that the defensive linemen are tired because we don't run the ball enough. We don't do that. Y'all know that. Y'all must act like y'all done forgot who our offensive coordinator is. Y'all must forgot what we do. We pass the ball. We don't run the ball. Guys in the fourth quarter are fresh, attacking our linemen. Because all they're doing is going back and shotgun. That's all we doing, shotgun, Dak and shotgun. Here we go, shotgun. I mean, good God. That's what we used to do in our first year with Ezekiel Elliott. We couldn't wait till the fourth quarter because they were tired. Because the offensive line done dominated. Them days over with. Y'all understand? Am I happy? I ain't mad, but I ain't happy. I ain't happy. I'm not killing the move, but it's more to the move than football. This definitely was a football / PR move / fan base gift. Here's our olive branch to the fan base because we know we ticked y'all off. We'll give you your hero back. We'll give you Ezekiel Elliott back. Now love us again. Give us our credit. Give us our kisses. We gave you Ezekiel Elliott back. Buy his jersey. Those of you that saying you weren't coming to the games, please come so you can see Ezekiel Elliott do the feed me move. Please come back. Please come back. So you can see him do the feed me and first down thing. Please come back. So Dak can smile. He has his best friend back. Dak has his daughter. Dak has a family now. And now he has his best friend back. Forget about what we did in the offseason. We know y'all wanted everybody. We know you wanted Derrick Henry. He costs too much. If it's not $3 million or less, we can't even talk to you. Come back. We got Ezekiel Elliott and we got him at our price. We know we were paying him the money that we owe him, but we're not even worried about it. We don't look at it as we're paying him $9 million. We look at it as we signed him for $3 million. He was in our wheelhouse. So we signed him. Don't worry about a running back. We'll get a running back. We'll wait until the 6th round to draft one. Will he make the team? We don't know. But the fan base wanted a running back, so we went out and got one. We got one for you. Don't be mad at us anymore. We got a number 1 running back in Ezekiel Elliott. We did it. We did it for you. We were serious about offensive line and defense. We did that. We gave it to you. Zimmer is happy. We satisfied him. We gave him people that, the second round. Nobody picked him to go in the second round, the defensive end. But Zimmer liked him. We let him have him. We did that. We're here for the fan base and our coaches. And so now, when I said, when Jerry said, we're going to, Dak is going to have to win with less, we weren't talking about players. We were talking about the money contracts. Look at all what we've done. We signed Jordan Lewis to a cheap contract. We did sign a free agent. Y'all forgot? We signed Eric Kendricks, linebacker, good linebacker. We signed him. Why are y'all mad at us? We know we needed a running back. We know we could have got younger. No, we want to go with what we know. Zeke still has a little gas in the tank. We think he's still effective, and he is. But we want to go the cheap route. We said we want to win with less. We don't want that. We don't want all pros. We don't want to pay for all pros. We want to win our way. We don't want to win with A+ players. What we want to win with is B. We don't want no C's. We want B players that can turn into an A+ within the first 3 years. That's what we do. We'll draft guys and hope they turn into Pro Bowlers or All Pros. Deron Bland, still in his rookie contract, Pro Bowler, All Pro, and we still paying him cheap. Trayvon Diggs, in his rookie contract, All Pro, still paying him cheap. Well, not now because we paid him his extension. We did that. Zeke Elliott, Dak Prescott, Pro Bowlers in their first year. So guess what? We good. All offensive linemen, all the great offensive linemen. Tyler Smith, well, we gonna worry about him in a couple more years. But we already know we don't mind paying linemen. See, we'll pay linemen. We don't mind paying linemen. We will give Tyler Smith his money. We will give Tyron Smith his money. We'll give Zach Martin his money. We'll give Steele his money. We'll pay all the linemen. No problems. But the skill position, folks, That CeeDee Lamb, Pro Bowler, All Pro, all within his rookie contract. See, we want to get B players, even though CD was an A player. We want to get B players and have them turn into A players, A minus, A plus players. And then when their contract time comes, we got a problem with paying you then. That's why we in the draft and developmental business. Because in the draft and developmental business, we get to hurry up and get you on a level. This is why I say Will McClay does great. This is why I say they draft great. Look at all the guys that have turned to all pros. I know y'all don't like them. No, he retired. But LVE was an all pro in his first year. Y'all forgot that? LVE was an all pro, not Pro Bowler, all pro in his first year. You don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. They specialize in these first 3 to 4 years. They turn these guys into monsters. But after that 4th year, when it's contract time, goodbye. They got the eye for talent. Cavante Turpin, USFL MVP. First year, guess what? All pro kick return. Guess what? All pro kick return. Brandon Aubrey, last year. Y'all wanted Mason Crosby. Y'all wanted Robbie Gould. Y'all remember that last year? Cowboys said, hey man, we're going to go get this kid from USFL. We all laughed. My God, you got Mason Crosby right here. You got Robbie Gould right here. Why in the world are we going to get what's his name? Brandon Aubrey. That's what y'all was saying last year. What in the world are we doing? Why are we going to the USFL to go get a kicker? Why? You got kickers who are proven veterans. That's what y'all said. Proven veterans. Why are we going to get Brian Arm? They made us look bad, didn't they? They got a talent for that. I mean, they got our talent. They do. Brandon Aubrey, first year. Smooth as silk. Anything from 50 plus, he making it. All pro. First team, all pro. The only man that took over Justin Tucker from Baltimore. Justin Tucker had the first team all pro kicker on lock for about the last 6-7 years. Brandon Aubrey, straight from the USFL, came in, took it. Y'all can't tell me they don't have an eye for talent. But they got it all for cheap. That's the Cowboy way. And to their credit, it has worked. It has. Y'all can't even argue with it. It has worked. Did it result in Super Bowls? No. Did it result in playoff appearances? Yes. Did it result in the players getting extra incentives because they made all pro teams and Pro Bowl teams? Oh my God, yes. Nobody has more Pro Bowlers than the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody has all pros. Oh, King, I already know we didn't do anything. I'm just stating the eye for talent. When you got 9 all pros on your team, you can't argue with it. They got the eye for talent. They do. I know we didn't win the playoff games. I'm not even arguing that point. I'm just talking about from the eye talent perspective, the Cowboys do incredibly well, and they have. They produce perennial players, top 100 players, all pro players, Pro Bowl players. And now they go get one of our heroes of the last 8 to 10 years and bring him back for one last hoorah. I'm just saying. I agree, Terry. Terry makes a great point. He just said we took a step back on talent this year. We're definitely not as talented whole Mike been set up to fail. And a lot of it has to do with the depth this year. We lost a lot of depth. And you was not going to recoup that in the draft. And keep in mind, they're still not over. They're still unrestricted or undrafted free agents. Then you got the cuts that's going to happen. So I'm quite sure the Cowboys going to add more. We just signed our guy Damian Wilson back. Good linebacker. Shouldn't have never left in my view. But it's a couple years older. So I don't know what he got left in the tank. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not excited, and I'm kind of like in the middle. There'll be some games that Zeke will help us tremendously. But I mean, I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to be like everybody else. I know I got a couple podcast brothers who are extremely excited, and I will agree with them that Ezekiel Elliott, walks in the door as the best running back on the roster as of now. You're not gonna get too many better because if they were, they all gone by now. So you're not gonna get too much better than him. But at the same time, I already know what he's going to bring to the table. I agree with Coach Breedlove. I agree Zeke is a better back than Pollard, but he's just not. It's the prodding, and maybe it's just my eyesight. And Coach, maybe you can help me out on here. Exactly. Kid Cowboys, the smartest thing you done said. It's going to be a long, hard day if they don't get a lead. I agree 100% because Zeke is a plotter. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say that's going to be time possession because if you're going to get time possession, you got to give me more than 2 yards up the middle. And that ain't on him. It's just bad play calling to me. They had to run the same running play like they don't know what it is. You got time possession, you got to move the chains. And I don't see the explosiveness. He was not as explosive as Pollard. Pollard can gut you sometimes. Zeke ain't gutting nobody. Zeke can punish you, but he ain't gutting you. See the difference? I don't see I just don't see it. Now, if that's going to come from Rico, and Rico can do that. If that's going to come from Rico and you're going to make Zeke the pounder and all that kind of stuff, that's your 1-2 punch, and Rico is healthy, I can see something there. But overall, I agree with you, Coach Breedlove. Zeke is a better back than Pollard, more complete back. But that explosiveness ain't there no more. It's just not there. King K say, Richard, will any defense in our division stop Zeke? Yeah, all you got to do is plug up the middle. Zeke ain't breaking no tackles up the middle. I mean, last time I saw him in Dallas, he was just going up the middle, stopped after first down and 10, give him the ball. It's 2nd and 9. Give him the ball up the middle again. It's 3rd and 7. I'm just saying. Yes, that's the part, Coach Breedlove. I agree with you 100%. That is where the benefit of Zeke is. I'm not totally trashing him. I'm just saying we're not explosive in the running game. We're explosive in the pass game, but we're not explosive in the running game with Zeke there. He said, so thinking of all the second and short where we fell short this year, Zeke won't convert on those situations. He will. He will, Coach. You're absolutely right on that. I really feel the red zone issues are fixed or they're better because of Ezekiel Elliott there. Which all goal line issues are whatever in shorts. 1st and short, 3rd and short, 1 yard line from the goal line. You pound it in Zeke. He's going. Last time we did that, he had 12 touchdowns. So yes, I agree with you. There are benefits to having Zeke there. I agree 1,000%. I'm not mad at that. I know he will help you there. I don't know why you don't know about it, T. Dak, you ain't gotta give Dak credit, but Dak for 36 touchdowns, 4,500 yards. The passing game is legit. CD is still there. Cooks is still there. Ferguson is going to even be better this year. The passing game is the strong point of the offense. Okay, the passing game is what carried us on the offense last year. It wasn't the running game. It was Dak Prescott. Passing game ain't the problem. It's having a more complete offense was the problem. Whether that's play calling or more production on the field as far as running back goes. So that exactly. That's the question though, Angry Cowboy fan. I don't know about that. Zeke, in my view, is gonna have to show folks. Angry Cowboy fan, my brother says no one respected the run. That's what Pollard did. He said with Zeke there, at least the division will have to respect the run. It'll also open up the play action. But when we say respect, Angry Cowboy fan, what are we talking about? Are we talking about respected enough that defensive coordinators will say we need an 8-man box because of Zeke being there? Is he that much of a threat? See, I'm going to allow y'all to say that because I'm just coming from my perspective. I agree you got to respect him, but what kind of respect are we talking? Like on all run plays, are we stacking the box? Does Zeke still demand an 8-man box? 8-9-man box? Or do teams respect him and say, or are you more scared of CeeDee Lamb? Now I even throw Ferguson in. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because if you are putting a box in, Ferguson now can gut you. We all know what CD can do. You leaving one-on-one somewhere. You leaving if you stack the box, does Ezekiel Elliott command that type of respect like he used to? Or do you don't have as a defensive coordinator, you feel like your guys are going to get there and stop them just with a 7-man box? And I agree with you. There are going to be some plays, ain't Cowboy fun that happen, but Zeke, the defensive coordinator are going to show us. Yeah, exactly. I hear you, King. I like that perspective. I like that. I don't think the defensive coordinators are going into a ball game or game planning. Zeke Elliott, and everybody's thing is to stop the run. Everybody know that. But when you're not game planning to stop the Cowboys, your first option is not Zeke Elliott. Your first option is how are we going to stop CD? How are we going, and that will lean into how you stop the running game as well. How are we going to stop Ferguson, who I believe is really going to take another step up this year? You see what I'm saying? And I hate to say it like this, but if Zeke is really not a home run threat, and I think I'm wrong on saying that. Forget a home run threat, but if he is not gutting you, I'm talking about like those 12 to 13, 14 yard runs, You see what I'm saying? If he's not hitting those, I ain't saying regularly, but enough that'll make a coordinator say, hold up a minute, Zeke's still a problem. I don't think you go into a game thinking that way of Zeke. You may be thinking like Zeke can go ahead and we ain't worried about these 5-yard runs. We see what they run. They run a little draw up the middle, and Zeke ain't running straight in somebody back for 2 yards. That ain't scaring nobody. And forgive me, that's what all I was seeing the last time he was here. Run up the middle. They gave Pollard all them same plays that Zeke ran. Run up the middle. So you gonna have to really good. You really gonna have to gut folks. And Cowboys said, but do you think teams game plan for Tony Pollard? Nope. I don't think so. I feel it would be more of a demand for attention than what we had. But here's my thing though, ain't Cowboy fan. That's why I like talking to you, because you smart. All y'all smart. But when all they were showing is just him going up the middle all the time. That's all Tony ran. They never got him on the edge enough. Every now and then they got him on the edge. You see what I'm saying? They were running Tony Pollard like he was Ezekiel Elliott. Y'all know that play. We were seeing it all the time. Like, oh my God. Are there any more running plays that Dak line up in the shotgun and run it up the middle? Or put Tony in a single back formation and have him go straight up the middle? My goodness. Can we do something else? They didn't use Pollard, his skill set right. They ran Pollard like he really was Ezekiel Elliott. That's not Pollard game. So I think that's a little unfair to Pollard. That's just me. He ain't built for running in the middle like that. He just wasn't, not Pollard. Just like Ezekiel Elliott at this point in his career can't get on the edge like he used to. So I already know coming in how he gonna run. If you ain't even worried about if Ezekiel is running outside, unless it's a screen game. You ain't worried about it because you know he ain't quick enough to get out there like that no more. Zeke Elliott gonna have to show me. I know what he doing on them Instagram tapes and hollering and screaming, running through tires and trash cans. He gonna have to show me. He gonna have to show me that he can do that again. And the older you get, I don't know. That's why I'm saying we're not gonna be explosive. We might be prodding if the offensive line do what I think they can do. You know, maybe we can get it another way. But we're not explosive in the running game at all. Just based on the roster, what we're seeing. Rico is the most, and I don't even count Deuce. Deuce got to have open space. He get open space, he can cut you a little bit. But Rico can get outside. Rico can run inside. He's the most explosive back on the team right now. I guess you can make an argument for Deuce, but Deuce, you know. Yeah, I see that, Andy Kyle. I was glad that Damian came back. Hopefully he still got some gas left in the tank. I love Rico because he's a complete back. You ask me, just can't stay healthy enough. Just can't stay healthy enough. I hear you, Coach. Coach said if inside, outside, predicted on the back, reading the block. We need to see if the players with dives, traps, zones. That's take a lot of film work there. And you got to go back and see it. But all I know was the end result. It wasn't good. Running up the middle wasn't good, and they kept calling it. They just kept calling it. They never put, rare did they run a stretch play, which I thought was going to be the play for Pollard, a stretch play, something like that, toss outside, run off tackle. They never did it. Not consistent enough. The base play for them was a line up in the shotgun. Dak would have handed it off to Pollard, straight up the dang middle. Single back, run it straight up the middle. That's all we saw. Yeah, I'm just saying. So I agree with whoever said that maybe we got to change up the scheme, but really is McCarthy gonna do that for real? Come on now. Zeke gonna come back and he gonna run the plays that he was comfortable with. Zeke already know what he running. He knows the offense. We already know what Zeke gonna do. The question is the offensive line gonna be good enough to move people away? That's really my only question with Zeke. If they can, Zeke will have a good year. The run plays were predictable. Everybody knew who was running because that's all they show on film. Same formation, same. It was no creativity. Exactly. Delay handoff. I'm saying, you see what I'm saying? It was easy. It got to the point where the fan base could look and because we watched every game, every down. We knew what they were running when they lined up. At least I did. Little motion here, maybe a little delay motion, and then go back out, and you got Tony Pollard right there in the middle. It wasn't no threat of no zone read, because that wasn't running the read option at all. It was a handoff to him. Same thing with Zeke. So, we'll see. That's all I'm saying. I see it, T. We got to see what it is. Well, we did have linebackers, King. We had safeties running there, and they just got swallowed up by y'all big offensive linemen. And, once a 300-pound man gets on a guy like Marquise Bell, who only weighed 205, 215, chances are you're going to lose a lot. Let's not act like there's a side. It's almost like in boxing, a heavyweight going against a welterweight. Come on now. It count for something. It count for something. We didn't have that. But Dak they ain't gonna run that, coach. They ain't gonna run that. Dak ran last year just when it was scrambling time, and he hurt him that way. That's what he did. It wasn't no call running plays. They ain't gonna do that. I like the threat of it being there, but Dak got to run it in order, to make it a threat. I like that, T. That's called physics, exactly. I'm just saying. I can't. In fairness to Mike McCarthy, maybe there's a change. We ain't gonna know until week one. We're not gonna know until week one about all this, possible changes. I just have seen this movie before. I got 7-8 years of it with Dak and Zeke in the backfield. I've seen the movie before, and both of them are older. Dak is getting better than he was 7 years ago, and Zeke Elliott is going down. He ain't dead. The tires got a little treading on it now because of the way that he runs the ball. And hopefully, since it's going to be a running back by committee, hopefully they will employ, the committee to help Zeke out. Because he's going to be running back number one. They too loyal and got too much respect for Zeke to him not coming out and being the number one running back. They ain't going to get no more running back. I would love them to, but if they're going to get one, they won't be one to threaten Rico. I don't think so. Who'd probably be our number two. I don't think so. I love that, T. Hey, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. I hope y'all did. I ain't ready to go quite yet. I'm sorry I didn't open up the lines, but I got on the roll, and y'all brilliant people in this chat coming up with scenarios. I guess I'm neutral. Well, I ain't a Cowboy fan. Let's put it this way. You say the run game would have to be non-existent. I doubt that it'll be non-existent. I think we will be effective, but how effective are we talking? I'm saying how, if Zeke is averaging, for the year, if he's healthy, of course, if Zeke is averaging anything under 70 yards a game, I mean, what are we doing? I'll be fair. If Ezekiel's averaging under 70 yards a game, right at 70, I'm just throwing out a number, and Rico is averaging, 40, then that's over 100 yards a game, and I'll take that. But shoot, when Zeke left here, he was just averaging 56 yards a game, if I remember right. That ain't gonna cut it. So you bringing them here, but you're gonna try to make a load out of them, cause you're loyal to them, and you ain't gonna put the right people in. See, we almost need to be employing a 3 running back system. Just keep everybody fresh, keep everybody not tired. You see what I'm saying? I ain't looking at Zeke like he was. I'm looking at him like he need to get the ball maybe between 13, 15 times a game, and let everybody else average out to be somewhere around 25 times a game running. We good. I agree. The caveat is exactly what King said in there. If this offensive line is decent, and we're not decent, if this offensive line is good, Zeke is going to average, because he still got some gas in the tank. If this offensive line, is good, and these rookies come in kicking butt, then Ezekiel Elliott will average, in my view, over 4 yards a carry, and any team will take that. You can win a whole lot of football games in that. If that is the case, if the line is good, now we talking a whole different ball game. But it ain't about it. See, it used to be, and maybe I'm wrong saying this because it never was about that, but it used to be a point where we knew Zeke was going to average 4 or 5 yards a carry. Them days gone. But at the same time, the reason why he averaged that, obviously, is because the offensive lines were good. So once again, because Ezekiel Elliott is not the same Ezekiel Elliott, in order for this really to work like a lot of us want it, this offensive line got to step up real quick. All right. Man, look, I could talk all day about this stuff. I love it. I appreciate all you guys hanging with me. I got to go. Thanks to all of you that are watching on the NGBN.TV network. Thanks for all of you. Hey, everybody if you ain't too mad at me, everybody hit that like button as we leave. Give me about 20 more likes. Everybody hit that like button, from the heart button on YouTube. Help your boy out. Try to, grow the show or whatever. We had a good show tonight. I know y'all true Cowboy fans. Appreciate all of you that's on Amazon Fire TV and Roku. Appreciate all of that. Thanks for hanging with me. It's been fun. I will be with you through videos. If you're on my Facebook page, Big Time Show, go ahead and check that out. I put something out there today talking about Ezekiel Elliott and all that type of stuff. But my next live show probably will be Saturday at 3 p.m. Y'all come hang with me, and we'll talk about a lot of this stuff more. Cowboys on the move. They're making moves now. And I guess the fan base is happy. Hey, go Zeke. That's all I can say. Until the end, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on next time. Appreciate y'all. This has been the one and only, the Big Time Show.